The greatest enemy of knowledge is not ignorance, but it is an illusion of knowledge. Stephen Hawking, one of my very favorites. I find him very profound, and I think most of us, especially those who are in the education sector, would be going through Stephen Hawking's work, or maybe those who are into scientific research definitely would be going through Stephen Hawking and would be making the best of his knowledge. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the 98th book in our book reading series. Wow, what a pleasure it gives to me. Because of your kind support and being over there, you are able to help me enhance my journey on this. Because this is not my individual journey, it is our journey. And we are here to sensitize on the importance of the book reading. It is not just enriching vocabulary, but exchange of innovative ideas which can enable us to co-explore and co-evolve holistically, that I keep saying. Well, clarity is power. Clarity is power. Very strongly put forward by the recent time intellectual. I have a lot of respect for this person, and he is none other than one of my very favorites in recent times, Yuval Noah Harari. Yuval Noah Harari, and I'm sure those who are into book reading or maybe into intellectual discussions and assimilation of knowledge from all possible dimensions of life would have known to Yuval Noah Harari. And today I'm going to pick up one of his great books. It's 21 Lessons for the 21st Century. 21 Lessons for the 21st Century. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this Yuval Noah Harari it says, I encourage all of us, whatever our beliefs, to question the basic narratives of our world, to connect past developments with present concerns, and not to be afraid of controversial issues. Dr. Yuval Noah Harari has a PhD in history from the University of Oxford and now lectures at the Hebrew University of Jerusalem, specializing in world history. His books, Sapiens, Homo Deus, and this third one, 21 Lessons for the 21st Century, have become an international phenomenon. I have been going through several podcasts, especially, I find, and very recently I have gone through with Jay Shetty, again, one of my very favorite, Jay Shetty, who been a monk, and he has also authored a book like Think Like a Monk. Well, when Yuval is talking about 21 lessons for the 21st century, what he means by the lessons. So this is actually the contents I'm talking about the book. It's in 5 parts, and the first part is the technological challenge, the second is the political challenge, third is the despair and hope, and the fourth one is truth, fifth one is resilience. Now in each one, let's try to understand what these lessons are. The technological challenge, the lessons are, the first is disillusionment, second is work, third is liberty, fourth is equality. Part 2, the political challenge. The fifth lesson of 21st century, for 21st century, is community, then civilization, nationalism, religion, immigration. Part 3, despair and hope, terrorism, war, humility, God, secularism. Truth, ignorance, justice, post-truth, science fiction. So ignorance, justice, post-truth, science fiction, these are the lessons Yuval is talking about, sensitizing about for 21st century. And the part 5 under resilience is talking about education, meaning, and meditation. Now, as you know, I don't get into the nitty-gritties, and I don't want to be a spoiler of the book. So I would pick up one of its when it comes to one of the lessons. So me being a Karmyogi, I believe in Karmyogi, and I believe that work is worship. So let me pick up about the work, what he's talking about work. So in work, when it comes to the technological challenge in work, Yuval is talking about, he begins with by saying this very powerful statement. He says, when you grow up, you may not have a job. I repeat, when you grow up, you may not have a job. Now in this work, in this lesson, Yuval is mentioning about what will happen in 2050, what kind of jobs will be prevalent by then. So what kind of skill sets, what kind of mindsets we need to ponder upon very, very seriously, very deeply, vertically and laterally, so that we don't become obsolete. Yeah. 50 generally agreed that machine learning and robotics will change almost every line of work, from producing yogurt to teaching yoga. Humans have basically two kinds of abilities. One is the physical, and another one is cognitive. In early times, maybe in industrial age, the physical abilities were taken over certain automation systems, and later on, even the cognitive work was taken by the fast calculating machines, isn't it? The rise of computers we all witnessed in 80s and 90s when it comes to Indian markets. When I began my first job, now people were talking about that our jobs, we are going to lose our jobs. The manual system is getting into the manual system is getting upgraded into automation system. The computers will come, and the similar kind of things were going on. As for a couple of months, the last couple of months, we are talking about with the rise of AI, the Chat GPT, and so on and so forth. There are so many other AI tools like Chat GPT being one of the most strongest and most talked upon, and people are talking about what kinds of prompts you need to get into, what kinds of prompts you need to make the best of Chat GPT. They are talking about prompt engineering and so on and so forth. Yeah. So here he's talking about it is crucial to realize that AI revolution is not just about computers getting faster and smarter. It is fueled by breakthrough in life science and the social sciences as well. Life sciences. So what he's talking about, he says that the physical work, definitely it's very evident, taken over by the machine. The cognitive work is taken over by the machines. But there is another dimension which people think that when it comes to the emotional patterns or maybe the human behaviors, perhaps the machines will not take over human beings. But he's making things very, very clear. He says what are the emotional responses we are giving, what is our behavioral patterns. It's basically not some mysterious free will or maybe intuitive ability sort of, but it's basically based on the kind of observation we feed into our brain, and billions of neurons, they actually make this quick judgment within a split second what they want in life based on the observation. Yes, and if these emotions and desires are in fact no more than biochemical algorithm, then there is no reason why computers cannot decipher these algorithms and do so far better than any human being, Homo sapien. That's what his concern is. And he's talking about, hence the threat of jobs does not result merely from the rise of infotech, it results from the confluence of infotech and biotech. Yes, maybe the jobs in future, what brain scientists are learning today about might make it possible for computers to outperform human psychiatrists, not just the doctors. Imagine AI doctors coming in, So he's talking about this can outperform human psychiatrists, in 2050. And aside these kind of abilities which human beings have and machines can replicate that and can do it in a better way, much better way, more effectively, is that the machines are particularly having this important non-human abilities, and that AI possesses are connectivity and updatability. Connectivity and updatability. Because it's not just one computer, it's the network. They're talking about the network. A human beings is basically an individual, right? So, and they're talking about the system. It is not one human being replaced by one machine or something. They're talking about the AI network, which is far stronger than we can imagine. Yeah, the computers are not individuals. Now it gives me some spiritual clue when we actually meditate on these gaps between two thoughts, and we know that these gaps are actually eternally present, or maybe infinitely present. That's we are, and there is actually death of an individual, by what I mean death of an egoic individual, and we know that we are all pervading that energy. And what computers are talking about, the internet, what they come to talking about the network system, which is all pervading, is quite similar to each other, quite quite analogous to each other, quite similar to each other. So the moment when we let go of our individuality and we think in kind of collective consciousness, maybe we will think of some skill sets which can enable us to be very much in the system, and we were able to contribute. The people are talking about being creative, which will be hardly used by the computers and the AI, but sooner or later maybe this will be also replaced by the AI. You know, he has given an example. Yuval is given an example. With the emergence of drones, maybe the pilots would have lost the jobs, but new jobs emerged very soon. At the drone operators, or maybe cybersecurity and a couple of other roles, which are very much important, which were very much required to operate the drones. So when we lose some job, I mean the human, for example, maybe the blue collar workers will lose the job because of the machines, and then we need someone to operate the machines, and likewise it goes. So if we have this holistic observation and very honest observation, where the world is leading to and how I can upgrade myself, I think will be there always. And not very soon will be obsolete, but we have enough time, maybe not much of time, but not so little time so that we go through panic. But we have enough time to observe so that we can quickly adapt to it. And maybe if we focus on this, simultaneous use of a wide range of skills. Yuval is talking about, for example, healthcare, a doctor, a nurse, as a team, they are doing at times multiple jobs. So all the jobs put together may not be replaced by AI doctor or AI nurse. It will take some time. Yeah. But the car drivers, or maybe the lawyers or the bankers will be replaced as we progress. Maybe it will take few years or maybe many years, I don't know. Yeah, but definitely. And that's definitely studying the algorithms, the human pattern, the repetitive patterns. Even when it comes to art and music, you all are talking about, with the smart AI, things will be replaced and the human intervention can be minimized. Again, he's referring to the biochemical algorithms or the patterns. Suppose you just had a nasty fight with your girlfriend, and the algorithm is in charge of your sound system and immediately discern your inner emotional turmoil, and based on what it knows about you personally and human psychology in general, it will play songs tailored to resonate with your gloom and echo your distress. So the job market of 2050 might will be characterized by human AI cooperation rather than competition. It is cooperation rather than competition. So it is not a kind of a panic, getting into a panic mode, but having that tonic I keep talking about, TONIC, to overcome negatively influenced conditions. And for that you need to actually know yourself, even how to setting expectations. Yuval is very meditative person, I understand. He keeps talking about meditation. He's talking about holistic evolution. So to cut the long story short, if you ask me, based on my own observation and my own understanding what Yuval Noah Harari is talking about and my own life experience, I would say instead of wasting your energy into getting panic mode with the AI or maybe ChatGPT, what will happen to us, especially those who are into 40s or 50s, it's fine, no problem. It will take a couple of years, maybe 10, 15 years now. But with that open mind, with that very positive mind, if you keep upgrading yourself, that's fine. Learn AI, embrace the technology, keep yourself abreast when it comes to information, relevant information, and apply it then and there. You just remove all these kinds of mindsets that I'm so and so, I have this much of experience, why I should do this kind of a job, this is a menial job and this is this kind of job, I'm not competent in the job, I have never been doing this kind of job. No, you should be having that ability to quickly switch, adapt yourself to new roles, new challenges. That is one. Number two, the Gen Zs, or maybe the alpha generation. For you could be a little challenge, but that's fine. God being always kind, because the kind of generation you are in, you are already equipped with the technological changes. You are completely soaked and immersed in technological changes, not just the social media, but so many other tools you've been already using. So here also would like to say that not getting into a kind of a complacency or kind of a fear, getting bogged down, but keeping your eyes open, your mind open, your heart there, and you should be able to amalgamate, find the blend of your head, your heart, and the hand. That's basically being at service of the people. And I think you'll be able to turn the table, and you'll be always there. So thank you very much, Yuval Noah Harari, for bringing this kind of international phenomenon. And this is really an eye-opener for many, those who are leading a life out of so many egoic states of mind, living a life of a zombie. It can be like kind of a kick on their ass to wake up. This is the wake-up call, and come on, upgrade yourself. Look where we are heading to. And even when it comes to saying very recklessly that there are certain qualities in human beings that cannot be replaced ever by AI or maybe the machines, then I think we are living in a fool's paradise. We need to wake up ourselves. We need to find out that everything is biotech, everything is about the biochemical phenomena, biochemical algorithms, and if the systems, the AI systems are able to decode and decipher, then they'll be doing a far better job than us. Then it will be too late for us, in fact, to repent. Yeah, before we repent, let's realize, I repeat, before we repent later, let's realize now and see the reality as it is. And let's upgrade ourselves in a very holistic and honest way. Thank you very much. Again, towards the end, I would say, Charles Darwin says, it's not an intelligent species, but the most adaptive species will survive. And here, it's very imperative, in fact, when it comes to adapt. Adapt, arise, achieve. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Take care.